Carol, I'm going to start with you. If you could take maybe the first. Actually, I want you to take the first two. Then Daisy's going to take the third.
Okay.
So.
Okay. One is L,
Mhm.
and that's God.
That's God. Yep.
And then
Oh, sorry.
Just off the
Get
way.
over here
And
too.
then Elohim.
And then Elohim. And what is Elohim?
It's God or gods.
Right. Capital G-O-D or G-O-D-S. Okay. Daisy, what's this one?
There. Nothing there.
Barrack. Barrack. What's a barrack?
On my knee.
That's right. A knee. Very good. All right. Back to you, Wayne.
How do you remember it's your knee? What do you associate it?
Well, because she just reviewed her vocabulary with me, and every time it came up, she's like, "Is that the word for knee? Is that the word for knee? Is that the word for knee?"
So she gets to say that one because she knows that one.
You're gonna give me the long one. I hope you get the long one. I'll be working on that. All
Gaal. Correct. What's a gaal?
to redeem.
To redeem. That's a verb. Do you recognize the vowels on that verb? Okay, I'll share a secret with you.
Comments. Talk.
I'll share a secret with you. When we learn verbs, it will always be in the third masculine singular form.
Third.
Always, when we learn them in vocab. So he redeemed. And that's a call Qatal.
The next one is.
Oh, I was going to give it to someone else, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Go for it. Go for it.
You can do it. Just break it up by syllables. Here's your first syllable break.
E. Ga. Et.
Ve.
Of that.
Hish ta have. Hish ta have.
Of that.
Mhm. What's a hish ta have?
To worship.
To worship. Now, would you like to all know something here? This is a third masculine singular verb
So it's
that has a root of het, vav, he. So this is the prefix,
really.
and it's the only word that this form, verb form, shows up in. No other word has this verb form. So it's to worship, and it's used exclusively to worship. All right, very good. Steve?
Kavar.
Kavar. Is that what kind of word is that?
To bury.
It is to bury. What kind of word is that?
It's a verb.
It is a verb. What kind of verb?
You said Qatal.
It is a Qatal. We'll say it's a call, simple Qatal. And we can pick that up in the Kavar, Qatal, with the vowels there. And it's a third masculine singular. He buried. Daisy,
Mm-hmm.
what do you bury something in?
A grave.
No, not a
Oh,
grave.
Sorry. Sorry. um. What's that letter again? I'm so sorry.
Huh.
Can.
But-
Kavar.
Kever
Yeah, but
or kever. And that is a grave. Yes. All right, Steve, back to you.
How did that come out?
Kever.
Kever.
Kever. Yeah.
Ever.
Kever.
The
Grave.
next one, you want me to do that?
Yeah, go ahead and do the next one.
Sam. Cause. Stuff.
That's a sade. So katse. Katse or katse. Yeah, katse. What's a katse?
And.
And. Perfect. All righty, Brent.
Is that Rabba?
It is.
Is that many?
It is many, or to be many, or great. This is a call Qatal verb. He was great, something like that. Or it was, usually being it was great. The reason why, you notice the difference here, we have a kamatz and a kamatz instead of a kamatz batak. The reason, do you have any guess as to why?
The hay.
Exactly. The guttural hay messes with things. Okay. So that's a discussion we'll start having probably around October, September, October, probably October of this year, as to how those things kind of get messed up a little bit. But your key thing to look for is that first kamatz and then start paying attention to the rest of them. But that should be kind of a bit of a signal. Maybe I have a verb in play with that. So go ahead and give us the next one here.
Rahash.
Rahash. Yep.
I don't remember what that means.
That means to acquire, which is also a call, Qatal, third masculine singular verb. We see that from the vowels right here. Rahash.
He acquired.
He acquired. Yep. All righty, Robin.
Rakush.
Rahush. Yep. And what do you acquire? Because if Rahash is he acquired, and you acquired Rahush, what would you be acquiring?
Good.
Goods. Did you get some help?
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
That's okay. Goods, there's a different word for possessions. Ahuzah is possessions, but rahush are goods, general goods, things like that. All right, Robin, you did so well.
Ra'ah.
Ra'ah. What's a ra'ah? Or what is a ra'ah?
I know I remember talking about it last week.
So there's two different forms. There's ra, which can mean evil, right?
And then, yeah.
Just so.
And the worst possible evil job you could ever think about would be to shepherd sheep, or in scriptural case, humans, because that's what the Father does. So if you're shepherding something, what kind of word does this, what category of word would this be then? It'd be a verb. And this is a call, Qatal, third masculine singular. And you notice our pattern doesn't hold up. Any guesses as to why? We have two gutturals. Actually, I have three. The resh that behaves weird, the ayin that behaves weird, and the hey that behaves weird. All in a row. But you notice what is common? The beginning kamatz. The A vowel pattern with the kamatz in the front. So, all right, Daisy. We talked about this one.
Okay. Shabbat.
Shabbat, perfect. You got it. And so what kind of word is this?
Verb.
It is a verb. So we're doing something. So if Sheva is 7, what's Shava?
Is it the Osh one?
Yes.
I think it's tough.
They will say to swear an oath or to make an oath, something like that. And if you remember that story in Genesis about the 7 wells and the oaths and things that were broken, the agreement they made, it will help you sometimes remember this form. So, and this is also a call, Qatal verb. Daisy, it's your favorite one. I just have to have you say it.
Oh, each
Sheet. That's right. Sheet.
be flat in place.
That's right. To put or place something. All right, Gary, did I give you enough time to finish your sandwich?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. You got the last one.
Ulam.
Ulam, you got it. What is ulam?
But or nevertheless.
Never.
Cheating.
That's fine.
Okay.
You know where to find it. That's kind of the key. Very good.
Grant's the only one not allowed to cheat.
Well, we'll have them be teaching classes next year. So all good. All right. We're going to skip that. Okay. So what I did is I gave you some words on the left. Davar, ish, sadeh, although I'm missing my little dot up here. Derek or yad. So, what's that? Sadeh?
Oh, so I forgot what Sunday is.
Oh, field. Field, open pasture, field, something like that. So a davar is a what?
It's a matter thing or
Word, matter, thing. And ish is a what? A man. Sadeh, I just gave you. What's a derech? A path, a way, a road. And what's a yad? A hand. Oh, so, y'all, does surprise you all knew what those were?
I didn't know what happened. I didn't know. Yeah.
All righty. So what I want you to do, I'm going to start with you, Carol. You get to pick one of the 5 on the side and then attach the suffix pronoun to the end of it. Say it and then tell me what you just said. So you can pick any word and any suffix.
Derekani.
So derechani, which one is that? No, you did just this suffix is all you would add. So if you would be derechi,
Oh, Derechi.
derechi.
Okay.
And what would derechi be?
My path.
My path. Perfect. Wayne, pick any of the words and then add any suffix.
I didn't have time to think about it.
I said, "Oh, I'll figure out what she's doing." Ish.
Ish. Okay.
Okay, now we're gonna put something with it.
Yep.
Ish. Who?
Okay.
And that's
So it'd be isho.
so.
And what's an isho?
Forgot what ish was.
Man or husband.
Uh,
So I'm loving what you just put together. His husband.
it's-
I love it.
Worth the time.
You're very modern, Wayne. And I appreciate it. It's all good. Steve,
let's see, that's Shava.
which one? This one here?
The third one, yeah.
Sade. Sade field.
And I don't remember what that is even.
It's a field.
A field. Sade. Be a nice Sade.
So it'd be this is a suffix you'd add to it.
Yeah, so that's Sade.
Yeah, sade.
So that would be
Sade?
his field.
My.
My. Ani is
Oh,
my
that's right,
field.
That's mine.
My
His would be the next one, hot, the top.
That would be your, is her. So me, I, you, is her.
Is her.
So, all right, Brent, you got one?
Yada son.
Yada ha. All right, which would be
Your hand.
your hand. Excellent. Robin?
Blah.
Deraki.
Derechi. Okay, which would be my path. Daisy?
Yada ani.
Nope, you're doing this one.
Right? So
Gotta see when you sold this.
what?
So you do yad and then this, put on the end of it.
Yadi.
Yadi. And what is yadi?
And
My hand. That's right. Not hands. Hand.
Yeah.
My hand. Singular.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Gary, you're going to pick one of the words on the left and you're going to add the suffix to the end of it, whichever one you pick, and then tell us what it means.
They're quick. Let me see. I'm not sure. That's my problem. The suffixes. I know, but the one the var on
The bar. Okay.
the var.
Davari.
Okay.
Okay. Which would be a davar could be a word or a matter or a thing, right?
Yeah. My word, I guess.
My word. There you go. You got it. You got it. Very good. All right. Well, we're going around. Did anybody come up with any others they want to do? No?
Sadeha.
Sadeha, which would be
Her field.
her field. It could be, if it's a field affiliated with a city, it could be the field of the city.
Huh.
Because city is a feminine, right? So it can, these down here can relate to objects, not just humans as well. So keep that in mind.
So if one of the words is plural, then would the suffix still go at the very end, or would it be like?
I'm so glad you asked that because that's going to be 3 slides away.
Oh, wait.
So you're gonna got email or something?
Exactly. So we're going to go there. All right. Carol, would you go ahead and read this verse and then we're going to we're going to make some sense out of this.
Valushe ela bu. Oh. Ine.
Bene.
Oh, bene.
Hmm?
Ase.
So this should be a sight word by now. Yisrael.
Oh, Israel.
Yisrael.
Israel.
This is the divine name, by the way. Just give you a little hint on this.
Oh. Adonai.
Ba Adonai.
Lem. Maor.
Nemor. Perfect.
Mei.
Just me.
Oh, me. Yele.
Yale.
Yale. Lanevu.
Just Lanu.
Lanu. El. Which is that God too?
Nope. That's
That's the different one.
it's a different vowel now.
Hachanu. Ni.
I'll help you out of this one because it's hard for me to pronounce too. So ha, we know this is a
Oh.
definite article, the word the, right? So Kena'ani. Kena'ani. What does Kena'an? Canaan.
Canaan.
Okay.
My Canaan?
What's that?
What does that mean? Because wouldn't it be my, oh, you know. My
No,
Canaan.
this, when it comes to people groups or names, this is the term that tells you Canaanites. Canaanites.
Oh.
It's kind of unique for names. All right, Vayish Alu, B'nai Yisrael. Who are the B'nai Yisrael?
Sons of Israel.
Yeah, children of Israel. Most readers will just translate it as Israel. Okay. Sha'al is, does anybody remember Sha'al? It's a word that means he inquired. And the word tends to be specific to making an inquiry of a deity, of God. And we haven't learned these verb forms yet. That'll be up in a few weeks. We'll learn about yiktols, but it's the children of Israel inquired Ba Adonai. What's the ba here?
To God.
Of
God.
Of the Lord. They inquired of the Lord.
Of the Lord.
Lemor,
To say,
saying, Mi ya'ale lanu el ha-kanani. That's what they said. So what's me?
is that why or
Oh, you're so close.
what?
Who? Me?
For me.
Who? Me? Who? Ale. Ale. As we learned that one as to go up.
Oh,
Allah. To go up. Because Allah is up there, right? Not saying Allah is, but that's how I remember that word. Okay. So who, and this is a verb, we haven't learned it yet, but we know the root here. Who will go up? Lanu.
From us.
Close. Got the us because of the new, right? There's our suffix. Lana. Who will go up for
us.
For us? El. Two. You got it. To
Then Canaan. You are
Canaan.
to the
the Canaanites. Who will go up for us to the Canaanites? This is out of Judges 1:1, and the context of this is Joshua has died. So now who's going to go? Who's going to be the leader? We're stuck here. We got to go deal with these Canaanites. So Israel inquired of Adonai, saying, who will go up for us to the Canaanites? And they said, see what the answer is. Wayne, you just knew this was coming, didn't you?
Good.
Vayo
Ayo.
mer. Vayomer. It's a divine name.
Yahweh.
Sorry, it's gonna
Yahweh.
go forward on you.
Yahweh.
Adonai. This is a tribe of Israel.
Judah.
Yehuda. Yehuda, which would be who?
Judah.
Judah. Mhm.
Allah.
Perfect.
Ina.
Perfect.
Natata.
Natati.
Natati. Et. Har. Ha.
Go ahead and break up syllables. Ha,
Ha.
retz.
Haaretz.
Haaretz. Be.
That.
Be.
That. Oh.
No, be.
Be.
Be is, yep, it's got the dalet, so it's a hard B. Yado.
Yado.
Now we just
Yado.
saw something close to this. So let's go, we'll translate it as it come through. Vayomer, what does Vayomer mean?
And he said.
And he said, who said?
I don't know.
Adonai. And Adonai said, so this is his response. Who will go up for us? And Adonai said,
Judah.
Judah. And there's our Ya'ale
We'll go up.
will go up. Judah will go up. Okay. And that's the end. This is the phrase break right here. I say comma. Hine.
Like then.
It's close, but it's behold.
Oh.
Hine. I like to say, Hine, behold,
It's been a while since we learned.
behold. And here we have, do y'all have your little cheat sheets for verbs?
Oh,
I don't.
All right, so there's a verb, Natan. Natan, Nathan, means he gave. And this verb, remember, I've given you these little secrets. So sometimes these dageshes will tell us that things are maybe missing in here. And as it turns out, there is a noon missing right here. It's Natan, but it's Natati. And if you look at your verb sheet, you'll see this is actually a call Qatal verb. But what's that ending telling us? I. Okay. So, Vayomer Adonai, Adonai said, Judah will go up. Behold. What's this? I have given, because it's past tense. I have given.
There.
Object, what's he giving?
There.
Now, the et tells us the direct object. So this is what he is giving, is what follows. Ha'aretz, the earth, or in this case, land. The land. The preposition.
to.
In.
Yeah.
What's the O
Your.
suffix? His, yod, in his hand. Whose hand?
Judah.
Judah.
I'll have to get to
And Adonai said, Judah will go up. Behold, I have given the land in his hand. So this tense of the verb is important. It's not I will give. I have given. It's already done. It's a done deal. Now, these are some of the verb forms that we're learning, and there we get a little suffix in the end of it. And we practiced a yod already, so that's pretty good. Excellent. So now we're down to Robin's question. So Robin, since you asked about plurals, we're asking about plurals like plural hands. Okay, we're not on the plural hands yet, but we did cover it, but we'll cover that in a few weeks as we go through some of that. But it'd be like, if you just think of the constructs, the a, the ot, ot. So if we're hands, body parts tend to have feminine character, they fall in the feminine category. So it'd be something, yadoti would be my hands. Okay.
So it's not about whether you're a boy or a girl, it's about.
Mm-mm. wouldn't matter because you're talking about, you could be talking about the hands of an ish, of a man, but the hands themselves will be feminine. Yep. What's that?
That's advancing.
All right, but I'm going to go ahead and start with you, Robin. Go ahead and pick a word, same words we had before, but a different suffix pronoun now. So go ahead and put one together. Devarenu. Okay. What's a devarenu?
Our word.
Our word. That's right. Or our thing, something like that. Yep. All right, Daisy.
Hold on. Not. Maybe.
Yadam. Yadam. Okay, so a yad is a hand, and an is keep going. Go there. There. So their what?
And
Their hand. That's right. Very good. All right. Gary.
Oh, goodness. Ish. Ish Kim.
Okay, so Ishahem. This one right here?
Him, yeah.
All right. So you're joining Wayne's group. That'd be your man, but it's a bunch of men's man. Y'all's husband.
What a deal.
That'll work. That's no problem. Don't worry. These are private recordings. They're private to the group. They don't go anywhere.
Tonight.
Carol, go ahead and pick one.
Devarenu.
Devarenu. Okay.
Devarenu. And that would mean our word,
Our word or our matter, our thing. Yep. Okay. Wayne.
Not ready. Yod Atem.
Yad etem. There's nope. These are our suffixes that we're adding right here.
So where am I supposed to?
Then you would add this one right here.
Yod.
Yadehem. Yadehem.
Hem.
Which would be what?
Your hand.
Your hand. Y'all's hand, because it's plural. It's plural. Yep. All right, Steve.
Let's do Devar. No.
Pick the suffix out of this call.
The fourth one down. What?
Just So Devaram.
which would be her. That
Oh, on. You're doing the N sound. On.
no, I was looking at the third one, the fourth one there.
So that would be their word or their matter, their thing, masculine.
Okay, so that man, him is
Third masculine plural.
third masculine, so it'd be his
No,
or
their
word.
word. Yep. Perfect. Great.
Their son.
Der Han. All right.
Those girls.
There you go.
That would be the bottom one.
Well, Der Han would be y'all's path.
I said their son.
Oh, Der. Okay, Der Han. Yeah. It'd be their path.
Wouldn't that have been like
Der Han.
son?
Yeah, Der Han.
I mean,
Sorry. Yep. Their path. If you're talking to some ladies. Very good. All right. Well, we're going to practice a little bit more. Steve, you up for this one?
Sure, I can mess up just as well as anybody else.
Exactly. Well, it's the only way we learn is by practicing, right?
Cole,
Kakol, perfect. You nailed it, by the way. Kakol.
that's the first one I ever nailed. So, a shear,
Okay.
shamak, Yana
So you had a perfect. Shema nu.
Nu. Okay,
You had a perfect. You nailed it. Shema nu.
The L. Moshi.
Moshe.
Moshe. That's Moses. Let's see. Call. Ani.
Just Ken.
And. Oh, okay.
Ken. Just a noon.
Final noon.
Final noon. Ken.
And then Nishin.
So this is your syllable. Nish
Nish.
ma.
Ma.
Nishma.
El. Yad. Kol.
Just L-A. Elecha.
Elika.
Elecha. This is not a consonant. It's part of the vowel. Elecha.
Oh, that's right.
Bur, you did very well on that. Kachol asher. Shema nu. El Moshe. Ken nishma elecha. All righty. We're in Joshua over here. So there's a little bit of some weird phraseology here because this is a preposition, the kaf preposition, which like all according to or according to like and then kol all. So like all, according to all, something like that. Here's our relative. That, which, or who. Okay, asher. That's a one you just want to again burn into your brain because you'll see it. So you might say this is just as this could be like a just as clause right here. It's going to be hard to take literally, but we're talking about all of something. Okay, so let's just hone in on this. This is the key thing. All of something. What's Shema?
Heard.
Heard. We're obeyed and listened to because we're learning what verses are we learning? The Shema. Okay, we're learning the Shema. Now, if you look at that sheet I gave you, you should be able to find this call Qatal verb form on it. Would somebody like to tell me what that is? Our, and how do we know that?
No.
The new, right there, at the end of it. So this is what would we say for person, number, and gender for that?
Or something.
First common.
First
plural.
common friend.
There you go. First common plural. Exactly. And what's the, I'm going to use a big word. What's the conjugation of this? What's the form of the verb?
What do you mean?
What's the only verb form we've learned so far?
Oh, call it.
Call Qatal. That's right. So simple past tense Qatal. So shamanu. And how would we translate shamanu? How would you translate that?
We heard.
We heard. Okay. We heard. So all we heard. But you might take this when you put all this together, say, just as we listened to who? Who did they listen to? Moshe. To Moshe.
Do it.
Cain, this means so or thus. Okay. Thus. So we haven't learned this verb form yet, but do you notice the root in it? Is the same root as here. Okay. But we haven't learned about these words. These are yiktols. We're a few weeks away from getting introduced to those. So just as we listened to Moshe, so we will listen. That's what this would mean. We will listen. Here the verb tense change. We will listen. What's L?
Dear God.
God.
Nope.
To.
To
You.
you.
Hmm.
So just as we listened to Moshe, therefore we will listen to you. Who do you think they're talking to?
Joshua.
To Joshua. That's right.
Joshua.
Joshua.
Joshua. March 7 times.
All right, Brent. I have another
So
one.
the we part of it, in the bottom Shema verb, there's no new in it. How do you know it's we?
The noon in the front,
Oh, okay.
the prefix. So the yigtals are prefix forms that also have a few suffixes,
That makes sense.
and the Qatals are suffix forms only.
Cool.
So little hint since the man asked, anaknu ani, right? So anaknu, you kind of pick up that noon for the we, just like the noon is up over here on the suffix. The noon on the prefix of a verb tells us it's first common plural. If this were an aleph in the front, eshma, then you think ani, the aleph on the front, and that would be I heard. With it, if there's
I will listen.
right, if there's a tav in front, then I'm in my second persons from the atas and those kind of things, except for the feminine second and third are the same form. So you have to figure it out by context. And if I'm in my third person masculine, it's a yod is my prefix in there. So that's a little preview of what's coming up, but y'all don't need to write that down right now.
Don't make Wayne cry.
Well, the good news is you're going to recognize the yigtol fast because you've been reading them a lot.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
all righty, Brent, I saved the long one for you. And this is here is the divine name, and that should be the only place that it's there.
Rock. Ye Adonai. Elohecha. Imach. Imach.
You got it.
Ka Asher. Haya. Im. Moshe.
Moshe, perfect. All right. Do you know any of the words in there?
Moses.
You got Moshe. Okay.
And then Elohecha is your God.
Your God, that's correct. Elohehas. And this is the construct form of what word?
Oh, Elohim.
Elohim. Okay. So your God. What else do you recognize?
Asher would be like what, like which, like that.
Yeah, just as something like that. Yep. Mhm. Anything
I
else?
forgot what Haya is, but that was a vocab word.
It's the to be verb.
That's right.
To be. Anything else? If no, that's okay.
What,
All right.
I forget what the ing was. Is that like city or something?
Sounds familiar, right?
Mhm.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not city. It's the word for with in this case. It's another form of the word with.
What's the one for city then? Wasn't it something from
Ir,
oh ear?
ir, with an ion in the front. So yeah, resh would be here. Okay, so rach is the word for only, something like that. So this is their response, right? If you remember, we read the one before, and it was all that we listened to, in all that we listened to from Moses, we will listen and obey you, Joshua. We're going to listen to you and obey, just like we did Moses. And you might say, but they have a condition. The people have a condition. Okay. Only Rach, Yeh, Adonai. Okay. So this is a yigtol form. This word root and this word root are identical. This is future. This is past tense. And it still can sometimes get confused between this and the divine name. So Rak Yeh Adonai. Only may the Lord, may Adonai be, may Adonai, your God. Kind of an interesting twist.
Yeah.
Right? They're talking to Joshua.
Yeah.
May Adonai, your God, Joshua, be with you. We'll only do this if Adonai, your God, is with you. Then we'll obey everything you say. Okay. Well, it sounds all right.
Well, there's a problem because most prophets know that there's always your God.
That's right.
And then
So your
you
God.
claim as theirs.
And here's the, here's the with you. Okay. This root right here is the same as this root right here. But this one has the suffix. Okay. So only if Adonai, your God, is with you.
Why isn't it imekha?
Yeah, that's a good question, isn't it? It's a good question. It's a textual variant, and there's all kinds of explanations as to why it should be this and why it shouldn't be this. It's probably a scribal error, but they keep it
Oh, I see.
in place.
So some copies have the cha and some just have the.
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
Interesting.
So you'll find this all through the Hebrew Bible, where you get these textual variants, and sometimes they'll just leave something there that doesn't make sense because that's the way it was written.
It
And
just
then
takes one guy to forget it.
a scribe who was reading ahead, reading past, thought, it happens all the time. And so so God must be with you, and we'll go with you, just as he went with who?
Moses.
Moshe. So if God's with you, Joshua, like he was with Moses, we'll go with you. Which I love that the people are putting the condition on God. We'll follow if God does what he's been doing with Moses with you, then we're good with that. But otherwise, we're out of here.
Back to Egypt.
And how did that go? Well, they were the most faithful generation, but they still kind of had a bit of a mess. So anyway, I want to point out in here the suffixes, right, that we've been kind of looking at with that. And by the way, what verb form is this? Yeah.
Qatal.
Call Qatal, third masculine singular. And again, you look at this and go, but Jeremy, you've been saying kamatz patak. Yeah, but I've got these weird gutturals, weak letters in here. But what's my first little signal? Gonna pay attention to that guy and then start figuring it out from there. All right, very good. You guys are doing great reading. Love it. Okay, so just a quick reminder, because we're going to keep doing some of these reminders, and then we'll look at. I think I have a few others where we're into the Shema. I forget. All right, so Shamar, he kept. Shamra, she kept. Shamru, they kept. These are probably your most common. They and he will be the most common ones that you're going to find out over there. And these all have a corresponding form that we haven't looked at because we haven't seen much of these. You won't see much of this form. It's called the wa consecutive. Now, I don't think I've told you this before, but this vav that we've learned right here was originally known as a wa, not the vav, but the wa. It was a W sound. And if you've been doing a lot of looking out on the internet, probably took you a little while to kind of go, wa, vav. I think they mean the same letter, and they do. Now, there's still some schools of thought out there that will teach the vav as a wa, and that's how professors want you to pronounce it, so it'd be weshamar, weshamra, weshamru, and do the weh sound. This is why it's Yahweh, because of the va in there. So there it's retained. But some will say Yahweh, and that's kind of where you start to get the Jehovah language. So you'll see me kind of go back and forth with the Vekatal or Vayiktal or Wekatal or Wayiktal. It's the same thing. It's the vav in front. And
this is for everywhere or just for like these ones?
So those forms, there's 4 primary forms of verbs. There's the Qatal, the Vekatal, the yiktol, and the vayiktol. Okay. Those are the four primary types of verbs that you're going to get into. Each of those has what's called a different conjugation, which we'll talk about later. But those are the four primary ones we're going to learn right now. And this va changes the tense. So if shamar means he kept, shamar means and he will keep. So it changes the tense up on it. And that's going to be true for the other verb form, the yiktol form that we're going to learn. The yiktol is a future tense, and he will keep. If it was yishmar, and he will keep, but if it's vayishmar, and he kept. And the reason why these are in here is it's part of the phrasing. It's how the narrative flow happens in Hebrew. And here's something we don't think about because we just speak in English all the time when it comes to grammar. When we set up a phrase or a sentence, especially in storytelling, if I were to say, Daisy just walked the dog, but that dog has all kinds of problems and she loves it. There are tense issues going on in that phrase. Daisy walked the dog. That's a current, present tense piece of information. And that dog has rabies. That's another piece of background information that has the word has in it, but you connected with the present, right? Because we're talking about the dog that she's walking. And so the tense can change up in the phrasing of English pretty easily. We don't even think about it when we're telling stories because we've just been doing this our whole life. But Hebrew has to have a way to be able to give you a current statement and then tell you some background information that maybe happened before that while they're describing the story to you. Daisy's walking the dog. That dog last year broke its leg. Well, that's background information of something that happened before she was walking the dog. And Hebrew has a way of telling you that narrative story by changing up these tenses this way with the vekatal, the vavs. Okay, that's why they're there. So you might, because when I first learned this, I thought shamar, he kept, yishmar, he will keep. Why do we need to change this up with the vavs? Well, once you get into the narrative, you realize it's going to tell you when this information or when this thing is happening. Okay. So just keep in mind shamar, veshamar. And the thing that's really important is this shawah, or the vavs, the vekatals. That's what these are called. The katals with the vav in front of them. If it's any other vowel, you kind of need to stop and figure out what you're dealing with. But these are pretty consistent. Okay.
So the vibes there will just let you know that it's outside of the story or something?
It's called a consecutive to say, and this happened. So,
I see.
right. Yeah. Now, almost all verses get set up with a what's called a vayiktol verb. We haven't learned those yet. And that's the immediate indication that I have a new phrase beginning. It's where you can kind of pick out where the marks are. But we'll look at that in a few weeks when we start going through some of those. So hopefully you're working on the chart. In fact, I know some of you were because you picked up the new over here for a we. Some picked up the T for the E for the I, or me, myself. So just keep working through the things you're paying attention to are these suffixes on here. These are the guys you're looking at. And they should have a little bit of a correlation, but not always, with the pronominal suffixes that we're learning too. So that's really what you're looking at. What does Qatal mean?
Voice.
Kill.
He killed. Yeah, he killed. So Katla,
She killed.
she killed. Katlu,
We killed.
They killed. And remember, that's a common plural. There's no feminine, masculine in that. Qatalta,
You killed.
you killed. You killed. Qatalt,
You killed.
you killed. This is what Kara wants to do me all the time. Qatalti, I killed. Qatalnu,
We killed.
we killed. Qatalten,
They
Thank
killed.
you.
y'all,
Yeah.
group of ladies. Qataltem, y'all, you guys. Yep. So just keep working on committing that chart. I would learn the pronunciation. That way, when you read a word, you can hear it. You can hear it. Qatal, Qatla, Qatalta, Qatalt, Qatalti, Qatlu, Qataltem, Qatalten, Qatalnu. So we'll just quick review of that. We're going to keep looking at that chart and going over it. Robin, I think, are we to you? Did you read it? All right, Robin, you're up.
Vatimer. Oh wait, Vatimer.
Bateau,
Oh, Vatimer.
Batomer,
Can. Bau.
Ba'u,
Ella. Enashim. Nello.
Bello,
Oh, Bello. Yadati.
yep, perfect.
Me'ayin. Hemma.
All right, very good. Vatomer, what's Vatomer?
Said something.
So it's something, you're on it, right? You recognize this. So someone is saying something.
Is it you said?
Oh, it's the perfect guess. In the Yigtol,
You didn't guess, you just.
the Tav, or feminine,
Oh, at the
is second person and third person is the same. So this is actually, and she said, okay, but you haven't learned that yet. And here's what she said. She said, Ken Ba'u. All right, so this one right here, this is from a vocabulary word we had, bow.
Oh, to go.
He came.
Nice.
He came. Or to go. Yeah, you're good with that. It can work either way. But in this case, it would be he came. So this is, believe it or not, this is a call, Qatal verb. Which call Qatal verb ends with u?
on day.
They. That's right. So Carol, you were right on the mark. You were right there, but it's the plural. They. So ba'u, if bo is came or go, but came in this case. Who was it that came? They. So Cain here is remember, it's like yes, thus, it's confirmation. So, and she said, yes, they came. Where did they go?
Two.
To who?
Her.
Remember, she's speaking.
Yeah.
So it's
Me?
quote to me.
Oh,
Yes, they came to me. Who came?
the.
The anashim. I don't know if you've learned this word.
Sounds like
It might sound a little familiar. This is the plural for men. So it's not ishim, it's anashim. The men, yes, the men came to me. We're in Joshua 2. Anybody want to take a guess as to what female is talking in Joshua about men coming to her? Rahab. And she said, yes, the men came to me. Below, Robin. Below.
Oh, not that. It's the other low. And ain't no and I don't know.
You're so
won't,
close.
won't.
You're in the right territory. And no,
Oh no, that's,
no.
it rhymes with low and everything.
Yeah. And here's your favorite word, right? Yada. Yada.
No.
What's
So
yada?
no.
To know. Yadati. What's yadati?
It's no me.
So
Oh,
you might say, I know not. Not I know. We would say that is,
I don't.
but I don't know. What doesn't she know?
Where they went.
Basically that. This is the min preposition from, okay, from ayin. And I don't know if you remember ayin or if we've had it. From, ayin is not I, but it's from where. So ayin is where. It's a question. Where? I don't know from where they. She doesn't speak very good English.
good thing.
But she speaks good.
Lucky she's speaking Hebrew.
Yeah.
Probably because she's speaking Hebrew. Emma, this is up in the chart. It just means they. It's the pronoun they. I don't know from where they. I don't know where they are from, is essentially what she's saying. I don't know. So she said, here's our close quote over here. This was her speaking, Rahab. And she said, yes, the men came to me, but lo yadati, I don't know from where they came. So you can learn that. Lo yadati. Lo yadati. I don't know. Lo yadati. You can learn, if you can learn to say that to me when I ask you a question, lo yadati.
Yolodati.
There you go. I don't know.
That's easy. Yolodati.
Yo yadati. I don't know.
Or not the memory.
Lo yadati. I don't know.
Yolodati. All right,
Well,
thanks.
the the LR,
Li.
why?
Mhm.
Why isn't that a dot, the one dot or if
The Heurig, because we're at the end of the word, it's going to lengthen, and it will always do this on a preposition. It's just the form on the preposition that
is it always at the end of a word though?
prepositions. Some nouns and other things it'll take the e,
Oh, okay.
but in this case, it will jack it up a little bit.
So that kamat's on that yod.
On
That's
the
the
yud,
O sound,
nope, yada, yada
but
ti.
I thought the pronunciation was yod, yod, alati.
No, ya da ti. It's 3 syllables. Yadati, yadati.
But you said, what was the pronunciation of that word?
Low.
Low.
Low, right here.
Oh, okay.
Low.
I thought it was.
Lo yadati.
Low.
Lo Yodati.
Lo, no, yadati. No, I know. Not, I know.
Or no, I.
I know where.
I know, and you got that's exactly how it would be written in the King James. I know not. I know not. So, yeah, that's where that one was coming from.
Okay.
Now I will say that Robin, bless her soul, will occasionally get confused, like some of you do as well, but she has the courage sometimes to say it with this word low, which now you know would mean to him.
Wait, what?
Really?
So low with the aleph is no or not,
Yeah.
but a preposition with the third masculine singular suffix o sounds the same.
Well, then what is
Low.
bad then?
Oh,
Isn't that also low?
You're talking about evil?
No, wasn't there also one that just meant back, like low?
Oh, like you shall nar. That was like the
The L? All.
all. So the if it's olive lamed, then that's all like really don't thing. And like,
Yeah, one's in
that
the,
must be,
yeah.
Nice.
But if you have a lamed, Kirik Yod, sorry, lamed, shalom vav, that's to him, but it sounds the same.
Oh.
Low. But you can see one's the aleph, so that's a word. This is a preposition in the suffix. So you can kind of pay attention to that a little bit. So low yadati.
See, like, should I give this to him? And like, no, like low.
Right. You got it. You got it. You can imagine their Abbott Costello routine in their day. Hey, Jay.
Hello.
All righty. So we looked at this last time as well, and we'll just do a quick little reminder on this that the call has active and stative patterns, right? So that stative verb is when something like and he sat, something along those lines. But then you get into some of the other verbs, and it's going to get difficult to make it a direct past tense, like gadal. Somebody remember what gadal is? The great. So he grew, something like that, or he became great. It can be these different states within the verbs. And when that happens, sometimes we'll see that I want you to just notice here really quick, the things that stay the same in the Qatals, for the most part, is this kamats. See how it's common here? But this theme vowel, and you'll hear me use this term theme vowel. Whenever you hear me say that, I'm talking about the vowel that's happening in this second root letter. And that's where these theme vowels will show up in these other verb forms we're going to learn. And you see that the theme vowel changes a bit, right? So
The second one's kaved.
kaved. Does anybody remember what kavad or kabad is? Or kaved. So it's a term we're going to be reading a lot about in Leviticus here, I think tomorrow and probably the week after. Kavod means weight, heaviness, honor, glory. Yeah. Okay. So kaved is the same. It'd be the same as saying kavad, but because the letters kind of mess with some things a little bit, this theme vowel can change. So this is still a Qatal verb. We know that because of its opening vowel. But the theme vowels can kind of give you an indication that maybe you're in this active thing. So he's being glorified, or he's been glorified, or he's glorifying, something like that. So you can kind of, it'll give a little flexibility. Same for Qaton. Gadal is to be large or be great. Qaton is to be small. So you can see these different theme vowels that'll pop up in here. The main thing to pay attention to is that first one. The call will almost always leave you some kind of a indication. Now here's my standard rule with things, and this will make sense about November. That when you're sitting there staring at a verb and you're trying to figure out what the verb is, like what form is this verb? All of the other forms have a characteristic that will always stand out. And if you're looking at something and it doesn't fit any of them, it's a call. It's just a weird form of the call Qatal. The other verb forms have things that absolutely never change in them, like that you can bank on them all the time. But the call Qatal can be a little flexible. The thing that you'll find is it will always have this big fat kamats right on the front of it. It's a pretty solid guarantee. So if you see a word that comes out with patak kamats, the order is reversed, chances are you're dealing with an adjective. So paying attention to these vowels, they're important. One's probably an adjective. These are verbs. And it's going to really hopefully help you sort of figure out what it is that you're reading as you're coming through. So I just wanted to remind us that these second syllable vowels in here can tell you something else about the verb. Don't be so rigid in the translation, right? He was great, or his greatness, something. You can put a little flexibility in there. Try to figure out what it is that's becoming great or being made great or was great as you kind of come through. So I think that's the trouble with us learning English. We try to be very precise. We have some really strict grammar rules, but hopefully by now you're learning with Hebrew. There's a little flexibility with everything. You can use your imagination. Let it paint the picture in your head about something being big, and then, or something being small, or something becoming glorified or great. And then you can kind of look for that other word in sentence and go, okay, well, it make sense for God to be glorified, and you can
It's
start to
more
put it together.
conceptual language.
Very much a pictorial, conceptual.
Is this where the whole et thing comes in? Because maybe it's like, like it's without the ets.
The direct object marker, the direct object markers, you mean?
Yeah, the ets, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So if, like I'd said, like, Jeremy Goodall or something by itself, it'd be like you became great or something.
Right.
But if I said Jeremy Goodall et Adonai or something, it's like you made God great, or I don't know. That doesn't make sense, but
No, you're thinking exactly along the lines of that, of the direct object marker et, which is what's my subject, what's my object in here. And with the verbs, the subjects are built into the verb unless it's immediately followed by an object, or by a noun, personal name, proper name, whatever it might be. And then that takes the place of the subject in there, but they will always agree. Okay. But yes, the subjects are built into every verb. And now you go looking for an object after that. Yeah. And that will begin to tell you how to assemble the sentence
but
together.
if there isn't an object, then it's like the verb pertains to the subject, maybe.
Yeah. Sometimes there just isn't an object. It might be like Vayishma, and he heard. And then it's going to be another Vayiktal, and that will be the whole sentence. But it will be referring you back. That's that va in front of the verb. You're going to see that and go, well, what did he hear? And you're going to go back up and go, oh, that's right. Moses was talking. Okay, that's what he heard. So you got to kind of keep track of where those are in the narrative story and help you piece it together.
We got to do the same thing in English. We got to go, well, this guy's speaking, and then we'll clear down here, and you got to go back up there.
And Hebrew is notorious for introducing two characters. And then for the next 3, 4, 5, 6 verses, and he said, 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 and by the 4th or 5th time, you're not 100% sure
Who's talking?
I mean, you really, it could kind of go either way. And thus a new denomination is born. All right. You got here in time for the Shema. So they've been doing great reading. You guys have been doing great tonight. Been fantastic. Unless I've called on you, you've known like so much about the verse. I hear you mumbling it under your breath. So,
Don't call on it.
all right. Do I have a volunteer for 6-4? Who would like to be brave? Steve.
Yeah.
Perfect. Take it.
Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
All right. Very close. We'll just do a couple little corrections. Okay. So Shema, perfect. Yisrael.
Israel.
Yisrael. Adonai Eloheinu. Eloheinu.
Eloheinu.
And then you got the last one right. Adonai Echad. Very good. And what does it mean?
Hear Israel, Lord. Eloheinu is our God. Adonai is Lord, and one.
Right. How many verbs are in this?
None.
There's actually one verb.
Oh, here.
It's an
Oh, that's
imperative.
There is one.
And then between the rest of it, how many verbs? None. You have to kind of put it together. Hear, O Israel. And you can say the Lord because it's a personal name. So it's definite. Adonai, our Lord or our God. Adonai is one.
Why'd you put the O?
It's the I'm not going to remember the term, but when it follows an imperative, you might say hear. If you had Shema Adonai, it'd be hear, O Lord. It's that English phrase
Here,
of
here.
hear ye, hear ye. Yeah, you'll see it. You'll see it in there sometime. All right, very nice. Good job. Who would like to take the next one? One brave volunteer. Do you want me to split it up?
I'll take it all. It doesn't matter.
You want to take it all?
Sure.
All right, go ahead.
Avta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'kol meodecha.
Perfect. Very nice. All right. In translation?
And you.
So we know this is you
Oh, it's isn't it a repeat or something or?
because this is a Qatal. It's actually a Bekatal.
Mm.
So
And you will.
ahav is the word for
Like? Yeah.
love.
I love.
Love.
You will,
And in our Qatal form, the ta tells us what person, number, gender.
you masculine.
You masculine, singular,
Singular.
plural, singular. So this is one of those important ones. In our English Bibles, it doesn't come through. It's like, and you shall love, and you think it's talking to the group, but he's not. He's talking to you. You shall love, individual. So, ahav is our root, ta. So this is a katal, vekatal actually form, and you will or shall love. And what shall you love? You're just talking about the et.
Adonai,
Adonai,
your God
your God. How do you know it's your God?
is the cha ending.
The ha ending, is this plural or singular?
It's plural.
How do you know it's plural?
Well, I mean, it's
No, go ahead.
Well, because the construct ending there.
Exactly. The yod right here, right? Tells you we're in a plural form of Elohim. All right, keep going. You're doing great.
With all
With all.
something hard. I always forget what the log position is. With all your heart. That's
Your heart.
not
Yep.
our position. Remember. And with all your neck, or
Your
soul,
neck, your soul, right? Your life.
and with all your manhood.
With all your muchness.
That's right. Totally.
With all your muchness. And you shall love Adonai, your God, with all your levav, your heart. Now it's another term that's sometimes linked up with kidney, and that's where they were very much a people who, when you got really nervous or scared, what happens to your stomach? It goes kind of into knots. And so for them, this is where your brain was. Okay. This is where your thinking happened, was here, because this is where you felt fear, love, sickness, all those things came from here. So this must be the seat of all of your emotions.
I think if you're sick, you can't really think either.
You can't. Okay. So it was just, that's kind of what they thought about. They didn't think about heart like we think about. So, and with, I love that translation for the bet preposition, right? We have a conjunction, preposition, and with all your nafshecha, your nefesh, your soul, your life, your breath, whatever I mean, and with all your muchness, meod, strength, might, but just doesn't, Hebrew captures it better. It's mayod. It's with your mayod, your muchness. All right, very good. Nice one. All right, do I have a volunteer for this one? Oh, don't be shy. We've been reading all night. Do you want me to split it up for you? Here, we'll break it here. Commanded you this day on your heart. We'll just do that. Who'd like to take the first three words?
Here.
Ready? All right, go ahead, Robin.
V'hayu ha'davarim.
Hadevrim.
Next ha'ale.
All right, what does that mean?
Ha'ale is like the right?
These.
Oh, the these.
The these. And what are the these? Remember, we needed agreement when we have when we're putting the two nouns together, we need to agree in definiteness, gender, number, right? So here's our definite the these with the devarim. What are the
word.
the words? So, and it will be, or it shall be, these words. Who wants to go next? Be brave. It's okay.
Asher,
Asher. Perfect.
no, Kemp,
Anoki. You were so close. Anohi.
Anohi,
Hmm.
and then
Matza
Matzah,
vecha.
Matzabeha,
Hmm.
okay. They, Yom,
Hayom. You got it.
all,
All perfect.
and
It's a little tongue twisty. Levavecha.
Lave
Levavecha.
Beha, Lave Beha.
Levavecha. Very good. Asher. So, and it shall be these words. What's Asher?
Say, oh, which
Which or that, right? That which or who? Which Anohi. What's Anohi? I Besavecha.
Command.
I am commanding who? You. When?
Today.
This day or today. And believe it or not, the verb that we have right here comes in right here. These words that I have commanded you today shall be on your labev, your lavam, on your heart, on your mind. All right. Excellent. We just have one more. Am I going to have to pick a victim? Let's see. So we can do a break here. We can do a break here. We do a break here. All right. Who's brave enough to take the first one? First two words.
I'll do it.
You'll do it? Okay, go ahead.
Nasha na.
So ve, she.
Oh, fish. Fish and a. Oh, it's two ends.
Yep. Veshinan
Non.
tam. Veshinan tam.
Veshinan tam. Leva. Ne ita.
Very nice. All right. Do you remember the Shanan? Shanin means to recite. And you shall recite. What's
Then.
them? That's right. What's the them referring to?
The word that we did.
The words
Yeah.
that we talked about. These words. You shall recite them. Levanecha. Two. I heard somebody say two. Who said that? You did. Two. Who's the ka, your, and who's the bane?
Children.
To your children. You shall recite them, these words, to your children. All right, let's read the next phrase. Who wants to take it? Here to here.
Body Barta.
I'm sorry?
Body Barta.
Yeah, the va di barta. Bomb.
Besh. Wait.
So here's the tricky two shawas.
Becha.
So it beshiv techa.
Beshir.
First one is silent, second one is vocal.
Beveta.
Bevetecha. Perfect. All right. And this should look a little familiar after going through the call Qatals, but this is not a call verb form. So what's called a PL verb form. Notice the vowels are different. But what looks familiar on the end?
What's it called?
The ta, which tells me what's my subject of this verb? It's a you, masculine singular. Remember we talked about vekatals having that va in front. So once you get those suffixes memorized, you can see this and you know you're dealing with a verb immediately. It's a verb. You may not know exactly what to do with the verb yet, but you can identify it. So dibar comes from devar, which means what? Word, matter, or thing. Well, it's hard for matters or things to be in verbs. So, but words, I'm turning a word into a verb. What am I probably doing? Speaking it. Not really a recite, but like a tell, a speak. And you shall speak bomb
Or in them.
of them. Yep, of them. Prepositions are very flexible. Yep. Speak of them.
Again, to
So when you what?
lie down or walk by the way.
This one is actually when you sit.
Good.
When you sit. We're missing a letter in this one, aren't we? Does anybody remember the word for sit?
Shiva or something.
Yashav. Yashav. So yeah, in your sitting and in your what?
House.
Your house, your base. And in your, there's a hey here, in front of the lamed, in your halaking,
Walking.
in your walking. On, and then I've got this little thing we learned about right here, the patak dagesh. So this is a preposition, but the definite article is built in. Do you remember that? The patak dagesh on the derech,
Right.
on the way, on the path. And shachav, in your lying down. And Jay will get this last one. And in your in your rising up. Again, you can just take these slides and work on them. It covers the Shema that I've given you here, covers about everything that we've learned in the first 26 weeks.
Can you go over the Bashir Sefer?
Yes.
That's hello? And that
Mhm.
what is that? And that's the making a you verb, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
When you get consonants to drop out,
It's like your you are.
yeah. When you get consonants that drop out, well, sorry. So this tav here it's picking it up because you have a pronominal suffix attached to a verb form. So that's why you'll see some of these little changes happen.
Other tabs will come in just to how it sounds better than
Yes.
Beha.
Yeah.
So
You get a little help in there when you start attaching, because we haven't learned that how to attach pronominal suffixes to verbs.
Oh, okay.
But once you've got your suffixes memorized, you'll just be able to, that's pronominal. Okay, that's a verb suffix, and then you'll just see them as they pop up. So great question though. Thank you for asking that. All right. So yeah, work on the Shema. Like I said, this has almost everything we've learned in 26 weeks are in these verses. So if you can take the printout you had and make a copy, look it up online, and actually grab a pen and start to break it out, identify what's what, unwrap the package a bit, along with the verbs now, because there's only really, I think, 2 verbs here. These last 2, the shinantam and the dibarta. You don't know this form. You don't know this form yet, but there's still Qatal verbs in there that you can pick out. You can actually show yourself how much you've learned just by sitting down and breaking it out and going through it. You should know almost every word. We've covered every word except this shinan. It's the only one that has not been in your vocab. And yeah, you get letters dropping out for different reasons. We've talked about that as a possibility here and there and why that happens. So it's a great passage to practice on. All right. Well, that's it for that. You guys are doing great. We'll do vocab, cover any questions we might have, and then we'll let you get out of here.
When's your office hours on Wednesday?
I can set up a Zoom if you want, for sure. Havak. Havak is embrace. Embrace. He embraced. Hishtahave. We looked at this one. Hishtahave, to worship. This is its root here. Hava. But don't worry about memorizing the form of it. It's just the word. It only shows up in this form. Hala. This is what Wayne is whenever he comes to Hebrew. He feels sick. He feels weak. He begs for favor from God to learn something. Hala. Herev is sword. Anybody remember a different name for a mountain that starts with an H?
Horeb.
Horeb. That's right. These are the root letters for Horeb right here. So you change a few vowels and you have Mount Horeb, but it comes from the root sword. So, Yamin. Yep. Means right versus left. Samol. All right. This is an easy one to remember. If you're standing in Jerusalem and you're facing the east, remember most cardinal directions come from east is their north. Okay, so that's the top of the map is to the east. So just imagine, close your eyes, I'm standing in Jerusalem and I straighten out my right hand and I point and I go all the way south through the Arabian desert to the sea. Where do I land? We know the country?
Well, the Dead Sea.
Egypt.
No, all the way south of Arabia, the Arabian tip.
You're getting
Saudi Arabia.
Yemen.
Yemen. We're going to say that's Yemen down on the.
Yemen. It's to your right. Yamin.
I mean,
Yemen is to your right when you're standing in Jerusalem facing east. Okay. It still boggles my mind that these words apply and countries today pick up these meanings. Sometimes it's the one all the way to the right. You can't go any further or you're in the sea. It boggles my mind. So It's the little things in my world. Okay. Kibase. Kibase means to wash. Notice this word right here, PL. We've been learning about Qatals. This will be the next one up. Once we get the Qatals done, will be PLs. And do you hear the sound? Kibase, PL. Kibase, PL. Sounds in there. Me'en. Me'en means he refused to refuse. Mavet or moat. Mavet or moat means death. Okay. So in Psalm 23,
The Lord is my shepherd.
the Lord is my shepherd. I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. The word for that is selmot. Shadow, death. It's a compound word. Sel, shadow. Moat, death. Mita. Mita. That's what many of you want right now. Just to be in bed. Important word, male. Male. To be full. Male. Anybody want to take a guess as to what verb form this would be? Give you a hint.
Qatal.
Exactly. Because remember, this theme vowel can take on some different, give you a different sense of the verb. All right, last one to get you out of here. Related to the one we just did, melo. Melo. Male, to be full, melo, it's the fullness of something. All right, malak. Malak is an angel or messenger. How would I say the angel of the Lord?
But isn't that also work?
Malak Elohim
Malak Adonai.
or Malak Alunai.
Malak Adonai. Yes, isn't it funny that you picked that up?
What did you say?
Work.
Malak is another, it's
That's the one that I know.
Mhm.
It's called.
It's the same roots. In fact, it's got notice some of its relationship here with fullness, to be full, angel messenger, work. They all have some relationship in them. Is that interesting? So Malak Adonai, the angel of the Lord. Malak Elohim would be
Angel of
an angel of God. Yeah. Yep. Nachala.
Nothing.
Nachala, the root here is nachal. It's a possession or an inheritance. It's important word right there. Olam.
Olam.
That's what you just experienced in this class. It took olam to get through this.
Forever.
Took forever.
It also took antiquated.
It took antiquated, yes.
Died.
Antiquity. Olam is a word used forever. It's denoted more of the concept of olam would be an age. Okay, be an age, not age as in I'm 50 years old, but age as in from this age to the next, or in the next stage we will have peace on earth, something like that, right? So it would be that sort of a concept that there's going to be an entire change of the system of governance is the end of one olam and the beginning of another. Okay.
Well, I'm to do with an A sound.
People.
What's the other one we just learned?
Im with an in is with.
Or
Im with an aleph is mother.
wait, what was the other one that we learned today?
Im
What was that meaning?
with.
What?
Yeah.
And then it also means okay.
It's people, and then im with an aleph would be mother or mom.
Not confusing at all.
got to pay attention to those consonants. I think it's why my first teacher was like, if he heard me just say he'd be like, he'd give me that, do that guttural, so that you know you're not dealing with an all. There you go. You got it. You got it. All right. And that's it. You guys did great tonight. And I think Jay was exceptional.
I was amazing. Yeah. I wanted to walk in and go, okay, it's what I missed. Start over.